This video is going to show you how you bring all the different parts of your tasks together to write a report showing an exchange reaction. This is the document we're going to create. The parts highlighted in yellow are the pieces required for achieved. Everything else is for a merit except for the balance symbol equation, which is required for excellence, as well as an extra piece of writing. You're going to open up 4 documents. The first is Exchange Practice Write-Up for Students, the Solubility Rules document, the Student Practice Exchange Reaction document. This is the one with the table where you wrote down your observations for the practicals that you carried out, and a document that told you about the 4 different types of chemical reactions. This is where you can find the 4 documents in Google Classroom. So the exchange practice and solubility rules should be together. Should be a document titled somewhere, types of chemical reactions, and the last one will be your exchange reactions. You either carry this one out at home or at school. Now with our 2 documents open, we're going to copy and paste information from one document to the other. So the first thing we copy over is our first reactants, which is our lead nitrate becomes a colourless liquid. Our second reactant, which is potassium iodide, is a colourless liquid. We then copy over our product, which is a bright yellow precipitate and a colourless liquid. Our word equation is next. And then in our chemical equation, we have our symbol equation, which is writing without the balanced, so no 2's in front, and a balanced equation for our excellence. Now we use our solubility table and our word equation to find out which one of our products was the insoluble, the bright yellow precipitate, and which one was soluble. That was the liquid. Okay, we use the negative part of the product, so lead iodide. So rule 3 says iodides all soluble except lead iodide. This means that the lead iodide is insoluble and doesn't dissolve, so this must be a yellow precipitate. Now we go and look at our nitrate. Nitrates are rule 1. All nitrates are soluble. So we copy this rule and go back to our document and paste it under the interpretation. We're going to use this interpretation to write our next part. We're going to use our solubility rules to write a statement very similar to this. This statement will be the last part of our type of reactions. So here are our solubility rules, and we write it with a few extra words to make a nice paragraph. Using solubility rule 1, all nitrates are soluble. This means the colourless solution is potassium nitrate. This makes the yellow precipitate the other product, lead iodide, which is one of the 2 iodides, rule 3, that is not soluble. You must include in your statement the number of the rule, what the rule is, and what that does in terms of soluble or insoluble. It will also play to put in some of your observations. Alright, so for this part we need to open the types of chemical reaction document, scroll down to the correct reaction, which for us happens to be the exchange reaction, and copy the first sentence, which is the definition. We go to the area on the form called Types of Reactions and paste in our definitions of the reaction. This is required for achieved. The next part is our observations, what we did with the 2 test tubes and what we saw happening inside the test tube. Our explanation statement explains why we got the yellow precipitate. What happened with the lead ion and the potassium ion to form this precipitate? And the last part is our solubility rules. So we copy and paste our solubility paragraph onto this part of the document. This is all that is needed for merit. For students looking for excellence, there is two parts to achieve this grade. The first one is carrying out balanced chemical equations for two different types of chemical reactions. The second part is writing a compare and contrast template. So if your first reaction was an exchange reaction, how is this similar or different to your second reaction? This could be a combination, or it could be an exchange reaction with a decomposition, or an exchange reaction with a displacement.